on the morning drive. 103.5
Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM today, the first day of December 2023. Today is Friday and the time is a minute past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories, making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting. Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Sun, Daily Post, The Nation, This Day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 096661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebon and comment on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Police in Kaduna arrest 8 terrorists as leader escapes. National Assembly begins debate on 2024 budget despite debt servicing concerns. Interswitch unveiled as a premium sponsor of CEBIH conference. Quantity surveyors tax government on regulation. Lagos Council inaugurates 3 road projects to ease gridlock. We won't bow to propaganda, blackmail over demolition of buildings. Emopa advocates inclusive leadership. Lagos to deliver second phase of Blue Rail project in 2027. Police in Bauchi arrest man for car theft in Kaduna Worship Center. Worries over menace of street traders on Abuja roads. Native doctor jailed 12 months for killing neighbor's cow in Ogun. Customs seize 264 smuggled items worth 2.9 billion naira in northern region. Anambra community protests over outrageous electricity bills. Kwara government evacuates its 8 mentally challenged persons, beggars. Kidnapping. Police in Delta arrest 8 suspects. Firm advocates creative approach to bridging financial gap. Muhammad Shekarau urged government to leverage Islamic finance. Abe Mortgage Bank organizes workshop for non-profit organizations. Umai unveils federal government's plan to rehabilitate, construct federal roads in Kogi, congratulates Udodo on election victory. Lagos arrests street hawkers and cat pushers in different areas. No former governor or anyone is exempted from our investigation, says EFCC. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency won't tolerate sabotage of drug war. Mawa wants new cadets. INEC. Police give SDP Farouk Adejo 24 hours to substantiate reckless allegations or face the law. Tinubu confirms Adepoju as substantive Controller General of Immigration. Peter Obi berates government over demolition of properties across Nigeria. Mba directs verification of local government staff. Stakeholders set to address issues affecting people with disabilities in Nigeria. IYN hails Tompolo on conferment of NMU honorary doctoral degree. COP28 again. Nigeria orders negotiate right to just transition. Knox applause as Tinubu presents 27.5 trillion naira budget of renewed hope. Fulfill your stance on federalism. Afenifere tells Tinubu, that's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. And from the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Wema Bank extends 109 billion naira funding to 500,000 Nigerians. NECA honors Dangote with Lifetime Achievement Award. Sultan Makinde foster ethno-religious harmony with Adoba Central Mosque inauguration. Hamza Boki, technocrat, whose name is etched in pension stone. Hamza Boki, technocrat, whose name is etched in pension stone. President Tinubu stunts of the salesman. Federal government orders deployment of security agents to FUDMA varsity. Wike laws armed forces for protecting Nigeria. Police rescue abducted Plateau pastor. 2 others in Bauchi. Uyo Varsity expels, rusticates, suspends 26 students. Wears new jersey for a troubled continent. Uni Tunji Ojo Dabiri Erewa for Ondo Diaspora Summit. Assistant Inspector General, 2 others to pay 20 million naira for Akwa Ibom monarch's detention. Lawmakers give FCTA nod to spend 61.55 billion naira. We will build rivers of our dreams. Governor Fubara, forgery, trial of lawyer, 3 others fixed for February 22nd. Governor Abiodun promises full care for slain director's wife, children. FRSC establishes 9-unit commands in Kaduna. Varsity students, others shine at spelling bee contest. 300 billion naira needed annually to maintain federal roads. FEMA. Mahaba launches keke ride transport services. Bandits kill 18 hunters, injure others in Taraba. World AIDS Day. Nigeria in fatigue mode. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. And from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Supreme Court judgment. Tension grips Nasarawa. Abiodun presents 703.28 billion naira budget to Ogun Assembly. Achenyi sound to get staff of office December 14th, 19th. Oyo government. Yoruba language under threat. Fashuranti, Falaye, others. Federal government's ministries, departments, agencies now undertakers of businesses in Nigeria. Man, NECA. Impeachment. Why we withdrew cases against Deputy Governor, Ondo lawmakers. Food security. Agric Ministry affects kick-off dry season production in Jigawa. 2023 set to be hottest year ever. United Nations. Coup against lawmakers. How Senate stopped legislators' replacement bill. Motorists lament as truckers block Oshodi Apapa Expressway. Minister to reps. Education facing lots of problems. Supreme Court judgment. Tension grips Nasarawa. Nigerians will see effects of 2024 budget in shortest possible time. Presidency. Winning elections not only by votes. Kanu Rep. Ado Doguwa. Police snap 8 kidnapped suspects in Delta. Court sentences Sarakin Fulani of Para, 2 others to life imprisonment for kidnapping. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps debunks alleged killing of 2 students in Abuja. Court sentences 5 teenagers over murder of 26-year-old taxi driver. And that's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. COP28, Tinubu meets King Charles. Nigeria orders $261 billion. Mawa warns National Drug Law Enforcement Agency officials against sabotage. Assembly drops suit against Ayedatiwa. ESCO embraces peace. Old students donate 50 million naira classrooms to Ondo School. Political will needed to end HIV/AIDS 2030. US. Ensure December deadline for refinery. Afenifere urges Tinubu. Akilade mourns slain Ogun finance director. Strike. Conference of judges. Osun Juson meet today. Immigration opens Igbobo passport office today. Many joining Lagos founders debate ignorant. Ereru Dosumu. Akwa Ibom community threatens to shut down oil firm over pollution. COP28. Fayemi discusses subnationals' roles in climate change. Students allege intimidation, molestation by Delta community vigilantes. OML 30. Delta lost stakeholders as oil firm opens development projects. Shell restates commitment to host communities' safety, while Rivers Southeast leaders are unhappy with Fubara, Mpigi. Edo community laments over uncompleted road. People with disabilities seek inclusion in government budgets. Lagos to compensate landlords, tenants displaced by railway. C&S mourns as leaders dies at 73. C&S mourns as leader dies at 73. Over 98,000 HIV/AIDS patients in Anambra. Commissioner. CBN fund. Senate threatens to order gas companies probe. Group falls 126 billion naira extra budgetary expenses in Delta. EFCC withdraws money laundering charges against ex-Lagos AG, Shasho. Federal government pays 585 million naira fines, begins nationwide prisoners release. Ex-Niger Delta militant commandant rallies support for Tinubu. Shaibu free to contest Edo governor, says Obaseki. Japa, federal government urges varsities to produce more doctors. Court to hear contempt suit against LSDPC officials January 17th. RCCG bans indecent dressing in Redemption City. Aseyin, sound to receive staff of office. We've taken this. Okonjo-Iweala meets King Charles at COP28. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspaper this morning from the Punch newspaper, will flip over to the Sun newspaper. 94.5 million Nigerians starving. Federal government. CAS lost Mba on improved security. Chetima in Anambra commissions Emeka for projects. COP28. Tinubu meets King Charles III of England. WARIF to hold no tolerance march December 2nd. Only ministries, departments, agencies with judicious use of 2023 allocations will get from 2024 budget. Reps. Gombe. Herbal medicine kills 4 HIV patients. NEPWHAN laments on World AIDS Day. Abia gets new HOS as OT6 Polish corporation. Federal government, US to collaborate on funding mining projects in Nigeria. How robbers shots killed Ogun top government official. Commissioner of Police Alamutu. Presidential amnesty boss urged to revive vocational centers in Niger Delta. Reps will scrutinize 2024 budget thoroughly, Abase. Gombe Varsity calls for renewed commitment to end gender-based violence. How we avoid the smuggling of cache of ammunition into Nigeria. Chaibu, Ogun Custom Boss. Fight against HIV is not over yet. AHF Nigeria warns. Plans free condoms. Community testing. Wema Bank, FGN, commences training for 2 million youths. 1 million small, medium enterprises on digital skills. Wema Bank, FGN, commences training for 2 million youths. 1 million MSMEs on digital skills. 90 schools, teams, 784 athletes, just for MTN Champs Grand Final in Abuja. Group impacts 770,000 lives with intervention program in Northeast. Imo election. I will recover my mandate. Anyanwu vows. People with PWC urges Nigeria others to eradicate energy poverty. Vacol Homes boss. Vanessa Idada bags honorary doctorate degree. Expert harp on gender inclusion in infrastructure delivery domain. Don't appeal against Fubara. Group begs APC, Labour Party. Enugu community denies invading neighboring village. The Delboro Lagos ex-president Jonathan calls on young Africans to emulate Stanley Uzochukwu. OTID Entertainment, pioneering the Afrobeats culture in Cardiff's nightlife. Gideon Osi bags Humanitarian of the Year Award. 16 days of activism. European Union contributes 1 billion naira in support of sexual assault referral centers in Nigeria. 200,000 Nigerians die from food poisoning, says NESG. NMPCL versus Ararume. Respect court order. Human Rights Writers Association tells Tinubu. Rema cancels all performances for the year 2023 over health challenges. Chidoka delivers School City Varsity's median convocation lecture. Governor Lawal visits community protection gas training camp, vows to end banditry in Zamfara. Food security. Federal government targets 31 million metric tons of grains in 2024. And that's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. And from the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to Daily Post newspaper. Nigeria Security Civil Defense Corps denies alleged killing of students in FCT school. MC Oluomo re-elected as Lagos National Union of Road Transport Workers chairman. NAFDAC shuts medicine stores, pharmacies for selling banned substances. Benue, Chief of Army Staff charges troops on discipline, professionalism. Prime suspect involved in killing of FUT Mina. Associate Prof in Children Correctional Facility. Prime suspect involved in killing of FUT Mina. Associate Professor in Children Correctional Facility. Uganda woman, 70, welcomes twins after years of barrenness. Edo 2024, Chaibu has right to contest. Obaseki reveals who will decide deputy's fate. Ijo Army ferried Benin to only attack Lagos Island. Asari slams Oba of Benin. Ekiti, ensure corrupt practices be dedicated to duties. Assistant Inspector General of Police charges police. Nigeria's Security Civil Defense Corps restores normalcy in GSS Warimpa, disregards false claims. Local content. Senator Natasha Law's NDD NLNG partnership. Chief of Army Staff laws Governor Mba on improved security. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And from the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. How federal government will tackle budget 2024 deficit by Edun. Ayedatiwa, Ondo House, close ranks. Nigeria, UK, strengthen ties. Lagos, Abuja, demolitions. Ohaneze, kicks. Edo, PDP governorship primary process in shaky start. 300 billion naira needed annually to maintain federal roads, says FEMA. UK to partner Nigeria on lithium value chain. How we will help government to address doctors' mass exit by Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Federal government targets 31 million metric tons of grains in 2024. Done means of economic development for Southwest. And still on the stories, making headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Makinde to present staff of office to Acheyin Sound, December 14th, 19th. APC to Yusuf, wait for Supreme Court judgment. Federal Road Safety Corps seeks collaboration with sister agencies. Abiodun presents 703.28 billion naira budget 2024 to Ogun Assembly. CBN's 135 billion naira gas fund. FEM decries negative publicity. Tinubu committed to fostering entrepreneurship, innovation, says Chetima. Tinubu confirms Adepoju as substantive immigration CG. Court bars Akeredolu for inaugurating caretaker chairman. Abiodun visits Lane Director's home. Lagos to deploy 1,000 electricity vehicles by 2025, says Lamata. And that's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Nation newspaper. We'll flip over to this day newspaper. Zenith Bank signs a memorandum of understanding with CFA Institute to develop finance, investment professionals. Tejumola Maurice Dia, bridging the fashion gap. Glamour, glitz at the 2023 BZB Excellence Awards. New strategy in UK that undermines airline competition. National Assembly begins debate on Tinubu's 27.5 trillion naira budget with details of physical documents. Senate threatens to involve EFCC in CBN 250 billion naira gas intervention funds probe. Senate Alake's inexperience has created cloudy future for mines, solid minerals ministry. Ubi, demolition of personal property, heaping more hardship on citizens. Nigeria foot drags as South Africa adopts anti-money laundering measures to exit FATF grey list. In Dubai, Tinubu parleys with King Charles ahead of COP28 summit. Despite 1.78 million barrel per day budget production benchmark, OPEC hands Nigeria 1.5 million barrel per day output for 2024. We have found a political solution to Ondo crisis. Speaker tells appeal court withdraw suit. New strategy in UK that undermines airline competition. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We will now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on this day newspaper. Please stay with us.
Limited Nnobi abịagokwa n'ọzọ nke agba bụ iji wee kelee ndị niile na-azụ anyị afịa na imekwa ka steeti anyị dị ọcha. Ngwa achịkọ nkechi achịcha ya bụ nylon wrappers nke eji wee kechie Lovebite bread mkpụrụ 50 pieces only ka anyị were ego dị puku naira 10,000 naira wee machie gị akpa. Ngwangwa ị na-achịta ya ngwangwa na-amachi gị akpa aka ọkụ chijere distributor ọbụla nọ gị nso maọbụ bịa n'onwe gị n'isi ụlọ ọrụ ndị Lovebite Food and Beverage nke dị n'Imuru Village Nnobi. Ihe nrite n'ụwa ga-amalite ụbọchị Fraịde abalị mbụ n'ọnwa Disemba afọ 2023 wee kwụsịkwa ụbọchị Satọde n'abalị 23 n'ọnwa Disemba. Chai, ka ị na-achịta ka ị na-erite Lovebite bread. Rie ihe dị mma ma bụrụ onye dị mma.
Ogamaka Social Friends Club of Nigeria na Ogoku maka the end of the year party / award ceremony 2023. Royal Father of the Day is Royal Highness Igwe Chibuike Ezeaganama Nketo Ezedioramma, 1 of Okuzu. Special guest of honor Chief Tochukwu Paul Ezodo Ozakutene Kutego, 1 of Okuzu. Patron of the club Chief Dr. Ogwejofo Udago Ezedibia Okuzu. Matron of the club Mrs. Ali Ogechukwu. Chief Dr. Chedemma Aduaka Okoye Ozo Sinubi, 1 of Okuzu, aka Oriana Okeke Ochezo Onyegworoya. Honorable Uchenna Okapo Wiper Omelora Oyi na Omombara. MC of the day Prince Onyeka Oreki Chakazum of Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Amabu Ozu Village, Okozu, Oyi Local Government Area, Anambra State. Na Sunday, 3rd December 2023, time about 12 noon. Mr. Nwafo Onyebuchi Hilary, aka Otimpu Jesus, Chairman Bilaka Nozia. Epona, the 103.5 FM. Nababua production. Police for vigilante. My business. When I will tell you SDJ radio drama, Erico. Radio drama, Erico, Ghana Dialogue, every Monday, 8 p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday, 3 p.m. Now, upon at 103.5 FM. If you move by finish your business, A lot of people complain about not using their talents the way they want to. Utilize this opportunity today. Are you an aspirant not using their talents the way they want to? Utilize this opportunity today. Are you an aspiring actor, musician, dancer? Here is the opportunity you have been waiting for. Register with Babuwa Production at Ebona, the 103.5 FM today to make your God-given gift money-making venture using your. For more information, call 08039167049. Don't miss out on this opportunity.
How
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebona FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be. Street report is there to move across your streets.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions on the comment section of the live video. You can even stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are on to this day newspaper. New strategy in UK that undermines airline competition. MPA reassures oil industry of adequate vessel for pilotage services. Passport racketeering in Southeast heightens as applicants indict immigration officers. Startups seek more access to capital to upscale businesses. PalmPay woos customers with iPhone 15 Phantom X2. BAXL lost Ibom Air over new Airbus aircraft. Living Trust emerges PFI with highest impact on fledgling MSMEs of regulatory challenges and airline operations in Nigeria. Appeal Court affirms Fubara's victory as a Rivers governor, dismisses Cole Eku Utubo Bridges suit. National Assembly begins debate on Tinubu's 27.5 trillion naira budget with details of physical documents. Adeleke, 1 year, too short a period to clear rot in Oshun. Aida Otobo, Africans have started appreciating good governance. Appeal Court affirms Kefa's Fubara's election. That's the much we can take from this day newspaper this morning. From this day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune. Under political crisis, we all agree to embrace peace. State schools. Nigeria doesn't need a professor as INEC chairman. Showore. ITF. Over 500,000 Nigerians trained through NISDP since 1971. DG. Soludo leads Chetima to commission meter factory in Anambra. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps debunks killing 2 students in Abuja schools. Governor Oti inaugurates 17 local government area mayors, deputies. Makinde presents staff of office to new Ashenyi December 14th. Osoba lists notable dignitaries as media icon. Olamiti marks 72nd birthday with book launch. Federal government frees 150 inmates from Kanu's maximum security custodial center. Hardship, reverse SAP, bring back 1 naira to $1.38 exchange rate, group tells Tinubu. COVID-19, Reps Committee grills CMDs of federal medical centers, uncovers several infractions. Ekiti plans a protest over Obachip Tozo. 20 others. We are Intel Senate Committee. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We will now flip over to our WhatsApp portal to bring you reactions. From our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have a message. This one is coming from Famous Christian. He's joining us from Ifite Village, Aguluzibo. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we have this message. This one is coming from, okay, there's no name to this, but it says this new month. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this time. Now we have a message from Paul Mwizu from Onitsha, and it says Henneken assured Nigerians that the Port Harcourt refinery will work this December month. Well, we watch and see the truth from this administration. Paul Mwizu from Onitsha. Thank you so much for joining us now. Now we have this message. This one is coming from do not know that they have a social contract with the electricity distribution companies. The terms of contract is that the electricity distribution companies will supply the consumers with electricity, and at the end of the month, the consumers will pay their bills. But what is obtained this time around is a different thing altogether, and equally an aberration of the terms of the contract in a situation where the electricity distribution companies will rarely supply lights to the consumers, and at the end of the month, they will give the consumers both outrageous and estimated bills. Is not acceptable to the people and also very undemocratic, and for that reason it has to be condemned in its entirety by all the well-meaning Nigerians. I equally commend Sir Emeka for building a meter manufacturing company in Anambra State. This is coming from Maloto Patrick from Monteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from John Ume, and he says, from Okozo, and he says, if what EFCC said about former governors not being exempted from their investigation is anything to go by, then why do we have people like Goswell Akpabio in the upper legislative chamber? As if that was not enough, he was even made the Senate president. This is a man that has a high-profile cases of corruption with the EFCC, but he has been swept under the carpet because he is a chieftain of APC, a party that has institutionalized the corruption in Nigeria. So Nigeria are very much aware that EFCC has been a toothless bulldog since the time of Buhari, because APC government are using them to wish out their perceived political enemies in PDP and other parties in the name of fighting corruption. John Ume, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It says, I heard this morning that one of the northern gubernatorials said winning election is not by voting. This is just a word of reminder that what Mr. Tinubu said months back. I know says, anyway, law is not my personal honor, but wisdom supersedes learning. Is now INEC still acting like INEC or are now a political party? I don't want to talk about judiciary because he has been replaced by APC party. He continues and says, Isaiah 6:1, Bible said after the death of Uzziah, Isaiah saw God. Maybe God will listen. He's joining us from 33. And he says, National Assembly begins debate on 2024 budget despite debt servicing concerns. This is an absolute misplaced priorities. Okay, he's engineer Ebuka Joshua Dawson from 33. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. This one is coming from Lady Budu from Abagan, and he says the Fulanis are involved in every lackadaisical in Nigeria, and he says there has not been anything serious about it. And most of this banditry, kidnapping, Boko Haram also, they go about killing other people from the resident. Most of the bad characters are carried out by. Okay, and he says something serious should be done about this. Benue State shall be great again. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Amechi Anene from Uruwele, Nkwelogidi, and it says kudos to our governor state. Okay, thank you so much. I'm with my state. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can only 4 states get 60 million pounds or euros, the way you rate it, from Netherlands to tackle malnutrition? Is that not marginalization? Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message is coming from Chinedu Ebuka from Onitsha, and he says, joining us this morning. Now, we will now flip over to our SMS portal to bring your reactions. As we await network on our SMS portal, let's it is called a generation a country. did a deployable tenants remain